They will be beheaded one by one. FCT WIKE gets TINUBU's approval to purchase device to track kidnappers. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Please subscribe to our channel to get notified when we post hot juicy news updates. Please click on the notification bell. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has granted an emergency approval for procurement of digital tracking devices to aid the fight against kidnapping and other violent crimes in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. The FCT Minister, Barrister ßÄND1TS, made this disclosure in Abuja on Monday, January 22nd, 2024, during his first monthly media chat for the year. Barrister WIKE, who noted that the lack of adequate equipment in the past led to recent unpleasant events, said with the emergency procurement approval by the President, the story would soon change in the FCT. The minister also applauded the emergency approval by the President, saying it has eliminated the delay that would have been encountered in going through the normal procurement process. According to Barrister WIKE, the purchase of this special equipment will enable the security agencies to track criminals to the exact location in the city, adding that it will help to limit criminal activities. According to the minister, so what we have done with Mr. President giving us approval for emergency procurement, we have been able to identify what each of the agencies need and will be able now to provide them. He also disclosed that the FCT administration will provide motorcycles to ease specific movement of the security agencies in difficult terrains to enable them tackle insecurity in the nation's capital. The minister said he learned an assumption of office that the Nigeria Police Force had requested the procurement of motorcycles to enable them to go places vehicles could not get to, including remote and mountainous areas. The basic thing is, having identified all this and the security agencies have told us this is what they require, we have to do the needful. We have even gone further to ask the state director of the DSS about what they will need to tackle these menace. What kind of equipment do you want? Not that if anything happens, you have to run to your headquarters to seek assistance, he remarked. Stressing that the government was not resting on its oars, the minister said some of the informants recently arrested by security agencies were cooperating and giving useful intelligence, adding that the information extracted from the informant had led to the arrest of some kidnappers as well as the foiling of more attacks. The FCT minister, however, stressed the need for information sharing among security agencies, saying it is key to unraveling the issue of insecurity in the nation's capital. Barrister WIKE also stated that the FCT administration will continue to work with our stakeholders to ensure the safety of lives and properties in the FCT. Added that every resident has a role to play to combat insecurity in the FCT. He said, our going out to involve the natives, the area council, is to let them know that they also have a role to play, and that information is key. We were able to encourage the area councils to have vigilante groups to be able to give security agencies information. We were able to know firsthand their own peculiarities, their own problems. Noting that kidnapping incidents occur in the boundary areas of the FCT, the minister said the FCT administration would work with the states contiguous to the FCT to bring an end to insecurity. The minister said, and I quote, when I came on board as part of the handover note, there was a section where the governors of the 4 states and the FCT tried to form a coalition on how they can support each other to reduce the level of insecurity amongst the boundary states and the FCT, but it was not implemented. Well, the governors are settled now after the elections, so we'll be having our first meeting next week. Which FCT is going to host the 4 states that share borders with the FCT in order to fully implement the cooperation between the 4 states and the FCT. Because if we do not do that, it will be difficult because we need the support of Nasarawa, Kogi, Niger, and Kaduna states, and majorly Kaduna and Niger. He said, most of the bandits went flush out of the state, run into the forest bordering the state and the FCT, and eventually into the FCT. The minister also commended the Nigerian army for their efforts in flushing out the criminals, adding that they could do more with more motivation. We are talking about forests that run into thousands of acres. Our soldiers have tried within their capacity. From time to time, they raid these forests, but they cannot remain there permanently because they do not have the resources and personnel to keep them there permanently. And as they move out, some of these bandits come in again. But with what we are doing now and the support of the various area council, we think they will soon be a thing of the past, he assured. As part of measures taken to check insecurity, especially one chance, the minister said, henceforth, all commercial vehicles in the FCT will be registered and painted in the colors of the FCT. He stressed that no unregistered vehicle will be allowed for commercial purpose in the FCT. He said, and I quote, "We are not going to allow vehicles that are not FCT colors registered by the FCTA to apply commercially. So you, as a passenger, will not go and enter a vehicle you do not know. Even Uber will have to be registered. Who are these drivers? We need to certify them, and the security agencies profile them. This is a city. If you do not have rules, then there will be problems." The minister expressed worry that the FCT does not have vehicle terminals for the various areas of the territory. This, he said, was a source of security concern as commuters board vehicles on the road to the detriment of their lives. To address this, Barrister WIKE said, by the grace of God, what we plan to do in this fiscal year is to at least start with 3 terminals so we know the buses and taxis that will carry people from that terminal so that nobody takes their risk to go on the road to wait for taxis. With that, we will be able to reduce crime. I am not saying crime with the provision of these, I am not saying that with the provision of these, there will be no crime. No, it is not possible. Anybody that says that it is not telling you the truth. The minister, who called for more motivation for security operatives to discharge their duties better, also stressed the need to stiffer penalties for criminals as part of ways to check criminality in the FCT. He said the FCTA on its part will continue to support the security agencies and urge residents to cooperate with the security operatives to secure lives and property in the FCT. We want him to put everything he said into action. That is when we start listening. Sincerely, everything he said, if he puts it into action, nothing spoil. But let it not be that we hear one tomorrow, we hear this one today and tomorrow. WIKE does not need to tell the whole world what steps he's taking. Exactly. The president should introduce whatever gadget they want to use in Abuja to all the states of federation. WIKE should learn to talk less. I'm telling you, don't give everything out away. At least have some secrets. Alright, on this note, you have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.